Okay, guys. Okay.
Just waiting on 3. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. In just a few moments, we're going to hear from Deputy Commissioner Dennis Wilson. He's the Deputy Commissioner of Special Operations. Included in Special Operations is, of course, the Narcotics Bureau. And what Deputy Commissioner Wilson is going to do is he's going to brief us about a multi-day crime initiative that unfolded throughout last week. He's going to describe the initiative in summary, and he's also going to describe some of the results, as you can see, that were rather fruitful from that initiative. The initiative was a collaborative effort. That's why you see a host of commanders behind me from both the Narcotics Bureau, Chief Inspector Kelly, Inspector Fredericksdorf, Inspector Lee, as well as commanders, Captain Zimmerman, also commanders from Northwest Division, because this particular initiative took place in Northwest Division, which would be the 14th, 35th, 39th, and also the 5th District. So we have Inspector Deshaun Buford, Captain Smith. I've already introduced you to Captain Zimmerman. He's from Narcotics. But we have Captain Ginaldi from the 39th, Captain Ransom from the 35th, and also 35th, and Captain Merrick is from the field unit. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Newsom, also from the field unit. And also, of course, facilitating this and hosting us is the crime scene unit, the forensic building, and Captain Massacoy is also joining us as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Deputy Commissioner Wilson, if you can allow him to give the presentation, and then maybe some questions. And there's also others up here that if you have questions, we can individualize them as well. All right, thanks.
Thanks. Good afternoon. So this is part of our Operation Pinpoint. That's our crime strategy this year under Commissioner Ross. We saw a rise in gun violence in the northwest area of the city. Some of the commanders from Northwest are here today. As a result of that, the Narcotics Bureau began to plan this crime initiative. They conducted surveillance. They obtained search warrants. They did a lot of intel work, and 3 days from February 27th, last Wednesday, to Friday, March 1st, the entire Narcotics Bureau, working with patrol, went out and they served search warrants on 31 properties, safely executed 31 searches, all at the same time. They made a total of 161 arrests. They recovered 10 guns. 3 were assault rifles that you see in front of me. The remaining 8 were handguns. This was very fruitful. $232,000 worth of cash, which is a lot of cash for a narcotics initiative for us, and over $914,000 of drugs were seized. All different types of drugs, PCP, crystal meth, heroin, crack. Primarily, though, it's narcotics. These large bags that you see are filled with hydro marijuana, which is high-grade, high-quality marijuana. One particular operation under Lieutenant Newsom, who's behind me right here, really good job. They identified a drug organization working in the 5500 block of Croson. It was open air. They were selling bulk marijuana and crack. He identified the offenders. They did the surveillance. They made buys. They executed 3 search warrants at the same time. 2 properties on Croson, 1 on Green Street. They identified where the money and the drugs were being hidden, and as a result of their great work, they recovered over 96 pounds of hydro marijuana, over $214,000 cash, arrested 5 individuals, and recovered 3 guns. What really is important there is they did a lot of intelligence work. They identified the players. When they went in, they got all the drugs, all their money, shut them down, so that provided immediate relief to this community. So when we left, the neighbors didn't have to look out their window and see an endless line of cars and people coming and buying drugs. They were shut down, and we're going to keep an eye on that block. It was big business, as you can see. That's a lot of cash to have on hand, and 96 pounds of marijuana is a really large seizure. So we're going to continue doing this. We're doing these 3-day initiatives all over the city. We have another one planned. Obviously, we don't give out the location, but again, kudos to everyone involved. Great work by the Narcotics Bureau. We'd be glad to answer any questions you have.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. The amount in dollars and cents, you gave it and I missed it.
The street value of the drugs was $914,327.
Just shy of $1 million.
Yep.
And the term hydro marijuana, does that have to do with how it's
hydro? It's grown in
how
It's carefully grown in water. They add nutrients to the water, so it grows 10 times faster than marijuana that's grown in soil. It's a lot more potent. It's worth more money. It's high-grade marijuana.
Do you have any idea, do they do that in North America, or is it still an imported product from somewhere else?
They do that all over, varying degrees of
Could be locally
amount.
produced.
Could be.
How many arrests did you say you had?
We had 161 arrests.
And is there like a chain, like a head person, two people, whatever that?
I don't think so. This was kind of spread out, and it wasn't one organization like we presented in the past. It was multiple different organizations. Some were street sales. We do different things on different days. Wednesday, the first day of the initiative, it's a lot of search warrants. There's a lot of pre-work being done by the Narcotics Bureau. They make buys, identify offenders, do intelligence work, obtain their search warrants. They go out and force early in the morning, serve all these search warrants. Second day, a little more search warrants, but they do more street work. And the third day is more a combined effort by our narcotics strike force and patrol. They put a lot of officers, flood these areas, so we just give another day of relief to the residents and make more arrests on the street.
Well, the 3 days of action that you have, how many days of intel do you have to do? I mean, roughly, there must be a ratio of some sort. I mean,
Well, it really would depend on the organization, but we're really intel-driven right now, so this intel is constant. Every time there's a crime, we're getting intel reports. We have a really robust intelligence bureau right now. They're constant. We just beefed them up. They're constantly getting intel. Commissioner Ross wanted us to identify the prolific offenders, target those offenders, develop intel, take them out of the neighborhood so that we have a quality of life in these neighborhoods. And that's exactly what we're doing, and that's exactly what the Narcotics Bureau did in this case.
when you do something like this, is there a residual effect to people who have lived in that neighborhood, have had to put up with this? Are they more likely now to call or somehow inform you if something else should pop up?
I mean, yes, that's what we hope for, that the residents that were scared to go out now take their neighborhood back. Chief Kelly mentioned this on the last press conference. A lot of these residents are waving to the officers, thanking them when they're wheeling the drug dealers away. So yes, that's exactly what we want.
There is a residual effect there. I mean, you could, for at least some period of time, people
absolutely.
If this thing could propagate if somebody else comes back in.
Absolutely, and the Narcotics Bureau keeps a tickler file of all these locations. They go out and check them and make sure they're not operating.
And the breakdown, do you know how much cash that is over there, that $914,000?
Yeah, over $232,000.
$250,000. Okay, thank you.
Any
Just
other
so
questions?
You guys know, before you leave, we'll have something. My office will have something in print that describes this. What echoes what Deputy Commissioner Wilson just said. In fact, someone from your building is yes. Okay.
Are you guys releasing any kind of mug?
We'll discuss which, if any, we'll put out. But if that happens, it'll come from my office. So stay tuned on that. So.
Is there a possible amount of years that they could be facing that you guys have an idea of?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We could get that for you.
I'll try to look at who the most egregious offenders and try to get that out to you.
This looks like it might be a shotgun from the port.
It's a rifle.
That's a rifle.
It's a
Yeah.
9mm.
Yeah.
And these are an AR platform here.
One's a 5.56mm, the other's a 308.
Really?
They're AR platforms, and that's a 9mm.
What do you think? I mean, this is such a strange looking weapon.
Do you know, Jim? Because I don't.
The first.
Yeah, it's a shorter barrel. Well, for 9mm, it's a long barrel, but it's a 9mm rifle.
It's a high point assault.
Yeah, it's a high point assault rifle, but it's 9mm.
Like a pistol round. I mean,
It's a pistol round and a longer barrel and a long.
Okay, like a machine gun.
Right.
Okay.
Anyone else?
In total, and is it a relief to have some of these guns off the street?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of this is to fight gun violence. That drugs and guns go together. There's no drug organization that doesn't involve gun violence. I mean, that's how they protect their money, their drugs, their territory. That's how they collect their money. So taking the guns off them is really important, and that's a lot of why we do these initiatives.
There was a total of 10 guns. 3 of them came from the Croson Street operation that we shut down. So there was 3 guns, all this hydro, and $212,000 just from that operation.
Anyone else?
This is a stupid housekeeping question, but how do you spell Croson? You know, I'm not familiar with
S-O-N.
C-R-O-W?
S-O-N.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll have that. Those print out.